So growing up, I didn't think that gay lads played football. You know, I've played Sunday League my whole life, and as far as I was aware, I'd never shared the pitch with another queer person. So then when I came out a couple of years ago, I sort of thought that I'd be like one of the best gay footballers maybe ever. If there's a gay Ballon d'Or, I've got to be on the shortlist. And then I joined an LGBTQ+ team, and I went to the first training session and I realised how completely wrong I was. Like, the team were good. It was humbling. You know, if you're a queer football fan, you might feel like people like you aren't out there and there's not other people who have your experiences, because it does seem from the outside maybe unusual. It's not always been a given. Queer people haven't always felt welcome in football. So it's easy to make the mistake and think like, oh, there's not going to be other fans who are queer. But actually what I've found, like the more I've gone down the rabbit hole into the sort of gay football scene, is there's so many of us, and there's always been so many of us. You know, if you go to a game, chances are within earshot of you, there's going to be another LGBTQ+ fan. Maybe they're just not super vocal about it, but like they are going to be there at the football. And I think if you can find those people and find that community, you're golden, you're sweet, you know. So that's going to be so empowering for you, and it's such a nice feeling. Yeah, my relationship with football and my sexuality, it is a paradox, because when I was younger, football was kind of the thing that kept me in the closet and prevented me from coming out, because I didn't feel it was safe. I didn't really feel I'd be accepted in the teams I was playing for, or maybe at match days. Whereas now, like, the opposite is true. Like, football's a space where I'm exploring my sexuality. It's where I'm meeting other gay people. It's where like I'm finding a community, and that's, you know, it's so unlikely. Like, football is now my vehicle for exploring my queerness. And obviously, outside of just the queer community, I've got so many friends that I've made through football. People from all different walks of life. Maybe it's sad to say, but like most of my friends on some level are through football, or through like a connection to football, because that's something we love. So for me, like, Chelsea is a big part of my identity. I grew up going to games with my dad and all of his mates, and I love my dad and I love his mates and I love going to the football with them. But I guess as I've got older, I've found a community of queer football fans and queer Chelsea fans. And that's amazing, because it's such a niche and such a powerful niche. And I feel so grateful that I've found like that specific group of people. And I think when you're coming out, that's so important, that you can find your people, you know, you can find your community. It's a cliche, you'll hear it from everyone, but like, community is so important.